LGB. 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 LGB.
They say LGB everywhere I go. LGB. What it means, I don't know. LGB. Whatever it is. LGB. Kamala, help me, please. Please.
Alrighty then.
Thank you. LGB.
That's let's go, Brandon. Right?
LGB. This means let's go, Brandon. No. LGB.
Sounds like let's go, Brandon. I guess.
LGB. All right. Let's go, Brandon.
I am Cornholio.
Chant LGB. Right wing and left wing. LGB. Go, you know the thing. LGB. If you don't sing that back. LGB. And you ain't black. LGB. Let's go, Brandon. LGB.
Let's go, Brandon.
LGB.
Let's go, Brandon.
FJB. Let's go, Brandon.
I'm Joe Biden, and I
Forgot
this message.
Greetings, my dear friends, and welcome to another episode of Reading Epic Threads. I'm your host, Patrick Gunnels, joining you from Houston, Texas. This January 18th, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. And today I am calling my Work Smart, Not Hard episode because I'm going to be doing the audio files for two different articles, one for Seth Keshel and one for Brian Cates. And I'm going to be doing angel paste spots at the beginning and end of each one of them. Don't forget, guys, angelpaste.com. While supplies last, you can get angel pastes unscented, wonderful, amazing, the best lotion the world has ever known, food-grade plant oils, all located in one amazing skin healing package. Notice how red I am right now? I spent a little bit too much time in the tanning bed, but I know this is going to turn into a tan. Why? Because I put angel paste on my skin every single day. It is a healing smoothie for your skin. Go to angelpaste.com. Use promo code Shapiro to pry $1 from my grasping hands. And if you get 3 or more bottles, you get free shipping. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Brian Cates. I have not gotten an article from him in a while. Let us begin. This audio recording is brought to you in part by Angel Paste. Angel Paste is the best lotion the world has ever known. It consists of food-grade plant oils, everything your skin wants, nothing it doesn't. It makes dead skin tumble away. It makes eczema and psoriasis better. It prevents sunburns. It can be used as a hair conditioner. It can be used as a shaving balm. Angel Paste. Use promo code Cates to let them know that Brian Cates sent you. Fake news media declares Donald Trump the winner of Iowa in like 20 seconds. So is this a good time to remind everybody that this isn't how elections actually work? By Brian Cates. It took President Donald J. Trump about 2 minutes to be declared the winner of Iowa by the news media. And after what I saw in 2020, I have a really serious problem with that. Let me explain. While Trump winning in overwhelming fashion was the expected result, just remember what you learned in 2020. The media has no power to declare who wins a race. Now they and their talking heads on your TV will do their enthusiastic best to try to convince you that they do have this amazing power to declare who has won an electoral contest. But that's not true. Does anybody else remember the election night of 2020 when Fox News' decision desk called Arizona for Joe Biden with something like 3% of the vote counted? Because I sure do. The news media can claim to the watching/reading audience who their experts think won a race, and they can make this declaration to you at any time. Now, it was obvious to many that Trump was going to win Iowa in overwhelming fashion, but if you think the fake news media did Trump a favor tonight by declaring the race over and raising Trump's hand as the victor like 20 seconds after the caucuses opened, I want you to consider something. The fake news media has no power to raise anybody's hand and declare they just won any more than you or I do. We need to stop falling for this same stupid trick of being conditioned to believe a race is over when the fake news declares who the winner is before most of the votes are in. Even when it benefits your chosen candidate, as it did in Iowa, if Trump is who you are supporting for president. The news media is a noise-making, attention-grabbing machine. It has no real power or authority to declare a race is over and who won it. It can, as an observer, make comments as to who they believe has won it, but what they can't do is declare someone the victor. That's not how elections are supposed to work. Iowa election officials, hey, remember them? Are the ones who, after the votes are all counted, will state in what order the candidates finished. Not the New York Times, not the Washington Post, not CBS, ABC, NBC, not Frank Luntz, not Rachel Maddow, not Brett Baer, not you, not me, the election officials who are handling the election. That's their job, and I would not presume to do their job for them. It didn't matter tonight, but I'll tell you something. It will be extremely problematic going forward in this 2024 election year if people are still stupidly buying into this fiction that the news media outlets have this amazing power to declare who won a race, because there will be some close election races this year. And I guarantee you the fake news media are going to keenly be on the lookout for any close races they can influence by calling them for certain candidates early and often. Just remember, they don't actually have this power they are claiming to you that they have. They never did, and they never will. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And once again, this audio is brought to you by Angel Paste, the best lotion the world has ever known. Go to www.angelpaste.com. Use promo code Cates to let them know that Brian Cates sent you. And that is my very first audio file for Brian. Now I'm going to do myself a favor and just rename it right now. Brian Cates, 011822024. All right, there we go. Renamed, ready to rock. And that'll give me a chance to do my next one, which will be fun because that's going to be Seth Keshel. So that was a short column. He doesn't normally do them that short, but it happens. So the next one is from my friend Seth Keshel. So hold for processing. There it is. All right, this next one is called The Minnesota Miracle Meets Arizona Stockholm Syndrome. All right, here we go. This audio file is brought to you in part by Angel Paste. Go to www.angelpaste.com for the best lotion the world has ever known, consisting only of food-grade plant oils. It's causing things like, guys, I apologize. I got to do a second take on this one. Screwed it up. All right, we're going to do this one more time. New file. We kill this one. Delete. All right, so you get to watch this in real time. Work smart, not hard, right? All right. This audio file is brought to you in part by Angel Paste. Go to www.angelpaste.com to get the best lotion the world has ever known, consisting of only food-grade plant oils, everything your skin wants, nothing it doesn't. It makes dead skin tumble away. It makes eczema, psoriasis better. It prevents sunburns and many, many other purposes. Invented by a patriot to use for patriots. Go to angelpaste.com. Use promo code Seth to let them know Seth Keshel sent you. The Minnesota Miracle meets Arizona Stockholm Syndrome. Topic: Elections by Captain Seth Keshel. Imagine with me for a moment, if you will. Imagine the most loyal state to Democrat presidential nominees in modern history. If you've been reading my work, you'll know I'm talking about Minnesota. No Republican presidential nominee since Richard M. Nixon in 1972 has carried the North Star state, now worth 10 electoral votes. There have been some close calls, like for Ronald Reagan in 1984 when he won the other 49 states and lost Minnesota by an eyelash because his opponent, Walter Mondale, was from there and earned the home field vote. George W. Bush was within 3.5% twice, and of course in a MAGA sweep across the industrial Midwest that reached all the way out to what I call the upper Midwest, Minnesota held on for Hillary Clinton by 1.5% and showed such a major trend and indication that it would go for Donald Trump in 2020 that he spent valuable campaign time and energy trying to win this state he didn't need to win. Which also should tell you he knew he had Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, states with a more rightward lean, in the bag. I believe in an election free of electile dysfunction that Minnesota's Democrat streak would have come to an end, albeit narrowly, in 2020. However, as the certified ballot totals stand, Joe Biden had 1,717,077 votes, a gain of 349,252 over Hillary Clinton in 2016, an all-time record, shattering John Kerry's pickup of 276,748 net new votes over Al Gore in 2004. In that election, Kerry not only held Minnesota's electoral votes, but widened the Democrat margin by 1.1% in a Republican re-election year. Now, imagine with me that Donald Trump, despite Biden's purported gains, won Minnesota in the same year the all-time Democrat record net new vote gain was set. Remember, Trump didn't win it in 2016 despite a second consecutive Democrat vote decline, because he only had a gain of 3,007 votes over Mitt Romney himself and left a lot of potential support over in the third-party column, which was large that year thanks to disaffected voters from both parties. Also remember, Bush 43 missed out on a few tight races, and even Saint Ronald Reagan himself, in a 49-state rout, couldn't do the trick. If you thought the George Floyd mostly peaceful protests in Minneapolis were bad, you ain't got nothing on the Donald Trump wins Minnesota the same year the Democrats set a record in the most loyal Democrat state of all time protests. They would have made the Floyd riots seem like a time of national unity and togetherness. But of course, that's not what happened, at least in official results. In the official results, Biden beat Trump nearly as badly as Barack Obama trounced Mitt Romney in 2012. Despite a massive working-class shift in Minnesota in favor of Trump in a re-election year, despite the fact that Attorney General Keith Ellison sent out an SOS of a tweet at 3:57 p.m. on Election Day, apparently not knowing Minnesota officials would be certifying a slam dunk of an election result. Keith Ellison on Twitter: "If you voted, great. Can you please tell a friend? Spend a little time getting friends, fams, and folks out to the polls. We don't have all of the votes we need quite yet, so help a friend. even a brand new friend, vote right now would be awesome. 3:57 p.m., November 3rd, 2020. It didn't really sound like Attorney General Ellison expected a comfortable Biden victory, one that has avoided scrutiny from most onlookers because it wasn't even close. After all, Biden's gain was a Democrat record in a state that hadn't voted for a GOP presidential nominee in 48 years, since Donald Trump was 26 years old. And states aren't lost by the dominant party's nominee when his gain is an all-time record. Minnesota has a political cousin of an opposite temperament. What Minnesota represents in terms of loyalty to Democrat presidential nominees, Arizona represents to Republican nominees. I spelled this out in a recent post in this journal. Presidential 2020. Arizona voted for Democrat Harry Truman in 1948, who also carried Maricopa County, but switched to the Republican nominee, Dwight Eisenhower, who carried not only the state, but also Maricopa County. Arizona was the only state between 1960 and 1980 never to vote for a Democrat presidential nominee, and it backed every single Republican nominee from 1952 through 2016, except Bob Dole in 1996, when Bill Clinton won re-election. Dole still won Maricopa County in 1996, but lost the state by 2 points because H. Ross Perot took too many Republican votes in rural Arizona. Perot nearly cost Bush 41 Arizona in 1992. In 2004, George W. Bush added 322,642 votes, a record gain for net new votes by any party nominee from his total in 2000, and won Arizona by 10.5%. Donald Trump won Arizona in 2016 with a gain of just 18,747 votes over Mitt Romney, albeit by a reduced margin thanks to a standard statewide Democrat gain occurring concurrently. Trump won Maricopa County in 2016 with fewer votes than Romney had in 2012. In 2020, Donald Trump vanquished George W. Bush's mark of net new votes gained by adding 409,285 net new votes statewide, including a record for net new votes gained in Maricopa County, to become the first Republican to lose Maricopa County since 1948 and just the second to lose the state presidentially since that time. What Minnesota and Arizona also have in common, besides intense loyalty to their dominant party, is relative competition. Both states generally have races decided within 10 points, sometimes a little more, and now and then are quite competitive. What it takes to knock a state off its loyalty for the dominant party to either stagnate or plummet in total votes. When Trump nearly flipped Minnesota in 2016, here were the results of the two prior elections. Minnesota, 2008, Obama, 1.573 million, 54%. McCain, 1.275 million, 43.8%, a margin of 10.2%. 2012, Obama, 1.546 million, 52.7%. Romney, 1.320 million, 45.0%. Margin, 7.7%. 2016, Clinton, 1.367 million, 46.4%, 1.323 million for Trump, 44.9%, for a margin of 1.5%. Summary. The Republican nominees, Romney and Trump, are closing the gap in margin, primarily because the Democrats are losing votes after the 2008 Obama sugar high. The Democrats, the dominant party, are not expanding their coalition and are fending off modest GOP gains. Trump gained 160,842 net new votes in 2020, 116,240 votes over Hillary Clinton's 2016 vote total, only to get trounced by Biden, who set a certified asterisk Democrat record net new vote gain. Here is what Arizona looks like, with Democrats staying in the game and then closing in on a flip. Arizona, 2008, Obama, 1.034 million, 44.9%. McCain, 1.230 million, 53.4%. Margin, 8.5%, 2012. Obama, 1.034 million, 44.5%. Romney, 1.233 million, 53.5%. It's just interesting. Obama gets 1.034 million in both cases. These numbers are incredibly close to each other. Margin, 9.0%. 2016, Clinton, 1.161 million, 44.6%. Trump, 1.252 million, 48.1%. Margin, 3.5%. Summary. Arizona's 2008 and 2012 election results are nearly identical, with neither party expanding or losing its base coalition. Suburbanites are still leaning Republican, cowboys are hard to the right, and Latinos and Native Americans don't like Romney. Clinton has a standard Democrat gain in 2016 almost equal to Obama's jump from 2004 to 2008. Trump loses big margin and puts the state in jeopardy of a flip because the GOP needle is stuck. This is the political equivalent of an offense bottoming out after putting up a touchdown in the first quarter and missing every field goal and scoring opportunity offer, putting the underdog on a path to an upset. Then this happened. 1,661,686. Donald Trump's enormous, earth-shattering, record-setting Republican vote total, a gain of 409,285 statewide, plus a record gain in Maricopa County, only to lose the state for the second time since 1952, and Maricopa County for the GOP for the first time since he was 2 years old. Arizona was not lost during 3 consecutive elections of the Republican nominees having a nearly identical vote performance, the only time since 1948 in which the state had been lost was under Bob Dole in 1996, when he came in 80,468 votes below George H.W. Bush's winning total from 1988 and 59,343 behind Reagan's 1984 total, thanks to H. Ross Perot wreaking havoc in the rurals. Dole still won Maricopa County in 1996. Conclusion. This should effectively put to bed the stupefying argument I am receiving in Telegram groups from people who have won top 5 county-wide races for obscure positions about why ballot harvesting or ballot chasing is going to somehow give us an edge we don't already have, or about how the corrupt entities who steal elections will honor any harvested ballot totals they are already seeking to estimate, or worse yet, that we should give up talking about election fraud altogether. Guess what, folks? Everyone knows Donald Trump is going to come in between 1.8 and 2.0 million votes in Arizona in 2024. The only decision that needs to be made is whether to ride behind the corrupt courts one more time, or let Arizona go red, snatch North Carolina, and then tell everyone, see, Trump and Lake won Arizona. This is not my admonition to folks living in Arizona or other states not to ballot chase. The rules are the rules these days in the new Wild West, so you'd better do it. The offensive thing to me is that ballot chasing and ballot harvesting initiatives serve as an admission that we aren't getting the vote totals we need to win, when in reality our candidates are setting records for votes in the Trump era, because the Republican establishment is on its last legs. If Democrats lost their most loyal state after their candidate rewrote the record book for vote performance, you'd have to go to Winona, Fergus Falls, or Windham to check Minnesota off your bucket list. The Twin Cities would be under mounds of ash so large the twins would need to relocate to Madison, and the flames arising from the urban hellscape would burn so intensely there would be no ice hockey played within 100 miles for a year. When Republicans blow every known performance measure out the door for 3 consecutive election cycles and suddenly only then cannot win elections, we parrot the mainstream narratives that we must just learn how to compete and get more votes because, quote, we found this study that showed 10,000 Republicans didn't vote last election. We are being led like sheep to the slaughter, afraid to confront reality, and are diligently marching to enshrine illegitimate means of determining our representation because we are not rooting ourselves in fact and observing the mathematical likelihood that hundreds of thousands of ineligible or otherwise non-voting dormant registrations are used to dilute an equal amount of, for now, Republican votes in a single state. Ballot harvest your hearts out. We are going to need your best efforts to overcome the hordes of people who live in urban developments who don't vote, at least not until someone with legal approval goes and collects their ballots for them. Remember, this article was brought to you in part by Angel Paste. Go to www.angelpaste.com to buy the best lotion the world has ever known. It consists of only food-grade plant oils invented by a patriot for use by patriots. Angel Paste. Use promo code Seth to let them know Seth Keshel sent you. Your skin will drink it up. And that's our show for today, guys. Don't forget to go to angelpaste.com for this show. Use promo code Shapiro to let them know that I sent you. This is just something I'm doing now. I think I like doing these audio files as part of my expansion of advertising for Angel Paste. So let me know what you think about that. And if there are any other creators out there, Substack authors who you think might be into this, just let me know. I just do the audio file for them. I just stick my ad in there. Seems kind of reasonable. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. I'm doing this out of order. I need to pray first. Yeah. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.